The Megalodon, which went extinct millions of years ago, was the largest shark to ever prowl the oceans and one of the largest fish on record. The scientific name, Carcopus megalodon, means giant tooth, and for good reason. Its massive teeth are almost 3 times larger than the teeth of modern great white sharks. The Megalodon's fossilized bones and teeth give scientists major clues about what the creature was like and when it died off. While the popular 2018 movie The Meg pits modern humans against an enormous megalodon, it's actually more than likely that the beast died out before humans even evolved. But it's difficult to pinpoint the exact date that the megalodon went extinct because the fossil record is incomplete. In 2014, a research group at the University of Zurich studied megalodon fossils using a technique called optimal linear estimation to determine their age. Their research, published in the journal PLOS ONE, found that most of the fossils date back to the middle of the Miocene epoch to the Pliocene epoch, 15.9 million to 2.6 million years ago. All signs of the creature's existence ended 2.6 million years ago in the current fossil record, the authors wrote. For comparison, our earliest Homo sapiens ancestors emerged only 2.5 million years ago during the Pleistocene epoch, according to the University of California Museum of Paleontology. A very small portion of the Zurich study's data, 6 out of 10,000 simulations, showed a 1% chance that these giant sharks could still be alive. That chance seems pretty slim, and the researchers wrote in the study that they rejected popular claims of present-day survival of C. megalodon. So here are 10 reasons the megalodon still exists. Number 10. A cosmopolitan shark. Megalodon was adapted to warm tropical and subtropical locations around the globe. The species was so widely spread that megalodon teeth have been found on every continent except Antarctica. We can find lots of their teeth off the east coast of North America, along the coasts, and at the bottom of saltwater creeks and rivers of North Carolina, South Carolina, and Florida, explains Emma. This is likely due in part to the age of the rocks, but also because they can easily be found on the seafloor, allowing collectors to go diving for them. They are also quite common off the coast of Morocco and parts of Australia. They can even be found in the UK near Walton-on-the-Naze, Essex, says Emma, although they are extremely rare in the UK and tend to be of poor quality. That means it could survive anywhere in the world. Number 9. Google Earth picture. In this photo, it appears to show an image of a huge shark-like creature near the coast, and people believe that this is evidence of a megalodon caught in real life. When we take a look at this image, we can clearly see that the shark is moving fast since he's moving his fins, as if he's trying not to get caught. However, the island looks familiar. This island is known as Cat Island in the Bahamas. Travelers better be scared of the ocean if this is a real image. 8. Eaten by a Meg. Trapman Bermagui, also known as Jason, made the discovery in waters off the coast of Sydney, Australia this morning and is desperate to know what monster ate the rest of the shark's body. Jason was shark fishing off the coast of Bermagui, a town in New South Wales, when he picked up the mako shark head weighing 100 kilograms. He wrote on Facebook alongside a picture of the huge head next to a young man, "So this was all we got back of the monster mako. Unfortunately, we didn't see what ate it, but it must have been impressive. The head was about 100 kilograms. A mako shark can grow up to 3.8 meters, 12 feet long, and weigh up to 570 kilograms, 1,260 pounds, and they are the fastest sharks, swimming up to 46 miles per hour. An animal of this size would have been eaten by a creature much, much bigger. So what is lurking in the waters of southern Australia large enough to bite off the entire body of a mako shark? A finding like this could raise questions of the return of the megalodon shark. Number 7. They may be living in deep, warm water. A big factor in megalodon's extinction was the temperature of the oceans. This behemoth lived in warm tropical waters and died out when the oceans cooled millions of years ago. However, the Meg posits that instead of dying out, the shark sought refuge in a warm layer of water on the ocean floor created by hydrothermal vents, basically underwater volcanoes. These hydrothermal vents do exist in the ocean, and they are known for sustaining clusters of interesting marine life. However, the deepest hydrothermal vents that have been discovered are only around 5,000 feet deep. Number 6. Mariana Trench Monster. On October 4th, 2016, the Facebook page Buzz Channel published a video purportedly showing a 50-foot megalodon, a gigantic species of shark that has been extinct for millions of years, at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the Pacific Ocean. A 50-foot shark has been found 1 mile down the Mariana Trench. At first, many thought it was a Pacific sleeper shark. The issue with that theory is the Pacific sleeper shark only grows to 20 feet. The shark featured is 50-plus feet long. That measurement is estimated using the length of the cage, which is 10 feet across. According to some researchers, this could be a megalodon. 5. Deep Blue. Divers near the Hawaiian island of Oahu made a rare discovery over the weekend, capturing close-up photographs of what's believed to be the largest great white shark ever recorded in history. The predator, nicknamed Deep Blue and estimated to be 50 years old, weighs in at 2.5 tons. It was tagged by scientists when it was last spotted off the coast of Mexico more than 20 years ago. Mark Moeller and Kimberly Jeffries saw the shark feasting on a dead sperm whale on Sunday, boldly swimming alongside the 7-meter giant and capturing stunning photos of the experience. It can be seen chomping on the whale in videos recorded by the divers shortly after a game of tiger sharks first made the discovery, feeding on the carcass before Deep Blue arrived. Researchers believe the great white managed to grow so large due to its age. A shark that big is able to survive that long is the sign Megalodon can also survive. Number 4. Black Demon. The legend of El Domino Negro, the Black Demon, has persisted for as long as people entered the waters of the Gulf of California, also known as the Sea of Cortez, between the Baja Peninsula and the state of Sonora. For those who tell the tale, the Black Demon is said to be a shark as long as a school bus, reaching lengths of 50 feet or more. Its skin is as black as midnight and piercing eyes that were somehow even darker. It overturns boats, attacks whales, and swallows entire groups of sea lions in a single bite. Those who have seen it describe a long whip-like tail that can be seen churning waves at the surface. Even though the legend of the Black Demon has been passed down for generations, there has never been a verifiable incident and no photographic evidence. No physical evidence has been found that would prove the creature's existence, although believers often point to the half-eaten carcasses of whales that sometimes wash ashore in the area. It is highly believed that this big monster is none other than Megalodon. Number 3. Teeth. In 1875, the British ship HMS Challenger pulled up a pair of Megalodon teeth from a seabed. In 1959, Dr. W. Cisnerski of London's Queen Mary College attempted to date the teeth by studying the buildup of the manganese dioxide layer on each tooth. Through examining manganese dioxide deposition, Cisnerski determined the teeth were 11,000 and 24,000 years old respectively. If correct, those findings would indicate that at the very least Megs may have gone extinct far later than previously thought. Many researchers believe it is a sign that Megs are not killed because of the coldness of the ocean. If they were here before 11,000 years ago, they can still be here. Number 2. David Steed sighting. In his book Sharks and Rays of the Australian Seas, Australian naturalist David Steed shared an anecdote, which some believe describes a terrifying encounter with Meg herself. According to Steed, in 1981, he spoke with several crayfish fishermen who were so terrified of a shark that they saw in their fishing grounds off Broughton Island that they refused to return to the ground for days. They claimed to have seen a shark of unbelievable size surface in the deep water of the fishing grounds, taking the pots and mooring with it. Given that the crayfish pots were over 3 feet in diameter and loaded with heavy catch, that would be no small feat. Steed and the local fisheries inspector, Mr. Payton, questioned the men, who all agreed to the shark's monstrous size. One claimed that his head alone was at least as long as the roof on the wharf shed at Nelson's Bay. Many said it measured around 115 feet in length. Others said the water seemed to boil where it surfaced. All of them were confident that it was a shark rather than a whale and that it was pale white in coloring. Given that the men they spoke to were all hardened fishermen accustomed to sharks, whales, and other sea creatures, the conversations they had with these frightened witnesses left quite an impression on Steed and Mr. Payton. Number 1. An immense shark off the Great Barrier Reef. In his 1978 book, Let's Go Fossil Shark Tooth Hunting, author B.C. Cartmell describes an alleged incident that took place off the edge of Australia's Great Barrier Reef in the 1960s. According to Cartmell, the sailors involved initially refused to speak of the incident because they feared teasing, but after time, they admitted that when their 85-foot ship was forced to weigh anchor for engine repairs, the captain and crew were shocked to see a gargantuan white shark swim slowly past their stuck ship. It rivaled the boat in size. All aboard agreed it was not a whale. Was it the Megster? Probably not, but whatever the sailors saw that day, it's proof that the ocean is a fascinating place. So what do you think about this? Tell us in the comments section below.